We'll start this morning with some big breaking news.
Arsenal were given an instant response from UEFA following controversial VAR drama in their clash against Slavia Prague, reigniting one of football's most heated modern debates and leaving supporters simmering with equal parts frustration and disbelief. The moment arrived late in a fiercely contested European tie, with Arsenal pushing for a breakthrough that could define their knockout campaign. A clear shout emerged, or at least clear to the Arsenal players, coaching staff, and pretty much every Gooner glued to their screen after what appeared to be blatant contact inside the box. The referee waved play on. VAR checked. And somehow, the decision stood. Cue chaos. Mikel Arteta, who has not been shy in recent months when it comes to officiating standards, stood stunned on the touchline. Arsenal players protested in unison, while fans erupted across social platforms faster than Bukayo Saka can burst down the wing. Within minutes, Arsenal's irritation morphed into a broader question: how does VAR still get things wrong with dozens of angles, replays, and a rulebook thicker than a Thomas Partey thigh? Uefa'S response was swift, shockingly so by football bureaucracy standards. As soon as post-match chatter shifted from tactics to officiating, the governing body issued a brief but pointed message acknowledging the review process and confirming the incident had been examined in real time. While UEFA stopped short of admitting fault, the tone was telling: they understood the uproar, and they weren't going to let this one snowball without comment. Instead, they reaffirmed the official line: the VAR team followed protocol, reviewed the play, and determined there was no clear and obvious error. For Arsenal supporters, that sentiment was about as comforting as being reminded of the 2022-23 title run-in. The frustration wasn't merely the call itself, but the lack of clarity that continues to plague the technology. If fans at home can see the contact in a few seconds, why can't the officials with access to everything short of X-ray vision? The wider football world chimed in, naturally. Pundits debated angles, former referees defended procedure, and ex-players wondered aloud whether the beautiful game is becoming too reliant on screens and slow-motion interpretation. Meanwhile, Arsenal fans revisited familiar grievances: consistency, transparency, and a suspicion that certain clubs simply don't get the rub of the green when European lights shine brightest. Slavia Prague, for their part, played the diplomatic game. They stayed focused on the result, praising their resilience and refusing to wade into officiating waters that could overshadow a disciplined display. You couldn't blame them. They've seen enough European controversy historically to know it's better to stay out of the firing line when the spotlight turns heated. Yet the bigger picture remains. Arsenal are fighting across multiple fronts, building momentum, and trying to re-establish themselves as continental heavyweights. Every decision matters. Every missed call feels amplified. When a competition like Uefa'S Premier Club Tournament becomes clouded by officiating ambiguity, it threatens not just one game, but the credibility of a system sold as football's fairness solution. Arteta himself has always taken a fine-edge approach to referee criticism: passionate, sometimes fiery, but careful not to cross the line into significant disciplinary trouble. This time, his body language spoke louder than words. He knows his team's margins are razor thin. He knows the stakes. But he also knows, and insisted later, that focus must remain on controlling what they can: performance, mentality, and precision. Uefa'S quick statement, while appreciated by some, didn't exactly soothe emotions. It did, however, signal a shift. The governing body understands the temperature. They recognize how VAR controversies erode fan trust and fuel football culture wars. Their speed in addressing Arsenal's moment won't fix VAR overnight, but it might indicate more openness, more willingness to communicate rather than hide behind silent rulings and post-match PDFs nobody reads unless they're living on tactical forums. Ultimately, this incident won't define Arsenal's European campaign. But it will stick in memory if moments like these stack up, especially if the club's ambitions come down to a single pivotal call one night in May. For now, Arsenal must channel the frustration, shake the sense of injustice, and move on with the swagger that's returned under Arteta's watch. Because if there's one undeniable truth in modern football, it's this: VAR isn't going away. And until the system evolves into something players, fans, and managers can trust, moments like this will keep stealing headlines. For the club, the message is clear: control what you can. Keep fighting. Keep pushing. And when those controversial calls drop, make sure the performance overshadows the noise. Because as Arsenal fans know well, sometimes the only response louder than outrage is winning anyway.